All right. Well, it's been a while, so I guess I better do the companion video for the. I think one person that's seen my video about movies I thought were overrated. So doing the opposite, movies I think are underrated slash underseen. A lot of these are obscure, so just kind of starting down. Um, First up on the list is a movie called Patchwork, um, which sits at about a 5.7 imdb, whereas I gave it a 9. Like the last video, blatant spoiler statement. Some of these reviews are overcorrections, if you will, kind of like the other ones. Again, I try not to do that, but I got to give credit. Also, I tend to give credit for smaller productions. Like if I guess I'm harsher on movies too that should know better, if that makes sense. Yeah, I try not to be, but I think it's warranted in a lot of these cases. So anyway, like I said, number one's Patchwork. So this one is a Frankenstein type story where three seemingly unrelated women essentially wake up in one body that they've been like sewn to one form. It's just one of the actresses and a lot of makeup. Anyway, I think it's a great horror comedy. It does a really nice balance of humor, dark humor, body horror. Interesting because the three women are sharing one brain, so the way they depict them having their conversations, I think, was really interesting. This I won't spoil. Great twist at the end. Some social commentary about like vanity and like that. But anyway, yeah, it's actually one of it's a movie I've purchased and donated to the library I work at because there weren't any in the system. Number two is a movie called Clown. Um, I'm going to try to put the poster here so you can see which this one it is because I forgot to write down what year it was. Anyway, it also sits at 5.7, and I also give it a 9. This one, um, interesting lore behind clowns. It doesn't make 100% sense with how that started. It's like a demon that possesses someone as like a sacrifice, and I don't know, explain the different aspects of clowns, of why their skin is pale, why is their nose red. That um, but anyway, it was just yeah, like I said, great effects, good acting, a little bit of black humor, but by like the midway points go in full horror with kids getting eaten and stuff. Um, so anyway, another great one. I think this one's already in the library system. If not, I might donate it. Yeah. Number three is Pet Cemetery from 2019. So this is the remake. I might do a list on remakes that I like because I'm not one of those people that just like instantly bashes. Oh, the original is always better when it comes to movies or songs or whatever. I want to give them both a legit try. And this is one that I actually think was good. It only is that typo? Is this also a 5.7? I don't know. But anyway, and I know a lot of people were didn't like the changes they made, such as in this one, the older kid, the daughter, is the one that died versus the son in like the book and the original movie, and less focus on certain characters. But I like that change. It freshened it from just being shot for shot, and with the daughter being older, in one way, I would say it made it less tragic since she's not a toddler, um, which is a weird statement to say, but you know what I mean. But I liked that she, was more of a physical threat. She actually could, instead of just sneak and go for the Achilles. Um, and she also could talk, which is nice because she was able to play mind games with the parents. She got some very creepy line. The actress is really good. Um, you know, messing with them like that. The ending is slightly different. Actually, no, it's very different. Anywho, again, I like the change. I think this one was a nice balance of, again, if I do the remake video, I'll talk about this, where for remakes, it can't be the exact same because there's no point. Yet it can't be so different that you might as well call it something else. I think this one really did a nice mix, had a nice middle ground. But anyway, yeah, I liked it. Number four, these aren't ranked, by the way. I just got my thoughts. I'm looking at my script right now. Is Shook, which I really hate just having me say that. Anyway, since that 4.1, I give it an 8. So, you know, last few years, influencers are obviously a big thing to make fun of with horror movies, to satirize. I've seen some good ones, like this one. I've seen a lot of shitty ones. um, this one, I think, did a good. It made you hate the characters enough, but not too much. It wasn't so over the top. The different influencers that you're supposed to hate had their own different, you know, fake lives that they were living. And again, it was appropriate enough. There's like this one who you really don't hate, she's kind of there, but also deserves to die. Meanwhile, the main character's sister is in the real world dealing with real issues. Great twist, good satire. Another thing that I've seen go wrong is, things over text, trying to display that or instant message or whatever. I think this is a really creative way of doing it. This one I think was already in the library system. But anyway, yeah. For one of the trends in horror that I think it's kind of going down already. But yeah, I think this was one of the best executions. Another one kind of similar called Slacks with I think two X's, not three. That'd be something else. Similar thing, also really good. I didn't put on the list, probably just for redundancy's sake. Anyway, number 5, Gretel and Hansel. Since that 5.5, this probably I was next to Pet Cemetery was the biggest like release, I guess. Anyway, slow burns are something to you can get wrong so easily. And again, I've seen it wrong so many times where it's too slow. Funny enough, where it's like, no, you didn't explain enough and nothing happened, and it built up to not much. This, I think, ticked all the boxes. There was enough to lead you through. There was a good climax at the end, nice resolve while leaving it open. Again, I think it was a really great update on, the story. Great woods fall feel. Um, it's not a Halloween movie because I don't think that exists yet, but it has that kind of feel. I guess just because, again, the atmosphere. Acting is great. Um, Lead is, I think her name is Sophia something else. She was in it. She was young Bev. Anyway, does a great job. Um, the which Alice Creek, something like that. I don't know. Good. She also was great. Very amount creepy. Um, Number 6, it's a movie called The Monster Project, or just Monster Project. Can't remember now. Anyway, only since that 4.5, I give it an 8. Found footage movies. Those are 1,001 bad ones to good ones. And this is a good one. There are a few parts of it where it is too quick and a little falls into the nauseating, too obscure, too hard to tell what's going on trap. But I think a lot of it is pretty good. The effects are really good. I think it's CGI and practical. Anyway, however they use, which one they use at the time, it was great. Really good lore of someone doing like a video project for people for like actual monsters. Like someone claims to be a skinwalker, someone claims to be a vampire, someone claims to be possessed by a demon, and they interview them, and stuff goes down. Really great twist. There's one giant one, which I would say predicted a little bit, but once the action gets going, it was enough to like I was distracted by that. Again, I'll see if I can get the DVD down to donate. Number 7, Pale Door, which I can't remember if this is the other. I think this movie was done by Shutter. Mine's a 4.4. I give it an 8. A unique story. It takes place, I want to say 1800s, kind of Old West Civil War feel, where this group of bandits are trying to do a job, but they run into the Covenant witches. um, Again, good effects, interesting take, good acting. Um, I'm gonna call it slow burn because like in the middle, because when the witches show up, that goes down. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Well, um, I wouldn't say predictable. Again, I kind of figured what the ending was going to be a little bit, but I thought it was good. Some commentary without being preachy, but yeah, overall pretty solid. Um, Next one is a movie called Skinless. Now this I think I just straight up saw on Tubi. Um, it kind of has the feel of like a student film, I guess. It probably wasn't, but just kind of that's the sensation I got. But anyway, it has a 5.6. I give it an 8. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where I'm giving more leeway to um, a small production because, like I said, this might have been a student film for all I know, but I don't care. It was good. you know, good effects for what they had. The acting was pretty good. I think everyone did their job well. Um, the story starts a sort of college mad sciences kind of thing. This guy's kind of a douche, but then science goes wrong, and his friend's trying to help him, but then it gets weird. um, but yeah, the ending was good, and for I hope the people involved went on to bigger things because I think they had a lot of potential. So sorry for the sudden edit. Upon editing, I discovered that the last 5 minutes of the video had been cut off for some reason, didn't record. So anyway, there's only one entry left, and that's the ninth one on this list, which is a movie called Off Season. This one I know was released by Shudder, and I know I purchased it through on the library's account to have that. This one I gave it 4 point. No, it has a 4.9. I give it a 10, and I didn't mean to save 10 for the final one. Although also in editing, I discovered I apparently had updated some of my ratings, so I think one of the previous ones also has a 10. But anyway, um, so this one follows a woman who takes her boyfriend to go back to her hometown, some coastal tourist place, you know, for the off season, and she has to resolve something. I don't know if it's inheritance or something like that. And I saw some people complaining, and some just described it this way as like Dagon meets Silent Hill, and I'm like, why is that a bad thing? Silent Hill because it's desolate town, a lot of fog. Dagon because there's some sort of cult thing, some entity that's behind it, um, and that this woman is trying to escape, but she's part of. So again, similar to both those, I don't think I'm gonna call it derivative. I just think it's really executed well. Lead actress Jocelyn Donahue. I think it's Jocelyn. Really good job. Oh, she's good. Favorite I think I've seen her in. And but yeah, it was a really good one. And there's one line that really sticks with me. I mean, you for the phrase "fate worse than death." This one, she's found her boyfriend. Turns out it's not him. Something masquerading as him or possessing him, something like that. And when she confronts it, it says that a fate worse than hell, which you know, good up to that phrase, please. Shocks you. But yeah. So maybe your library system has it, or it's still on Shutter. Think about canceling Shutter. It kind of pissed me off with adding more things that are weird and not horror, and they just canceled Joe Bob Briggs for some stupid reason. Um, so I don't know. I might stick with it, I might not. I do use it to like find the rare good movie to have to buy for the library. So I don't know. We'll see. Or I might go back to where I did it like I'd have it for like every fourth month, and then just binge it, and then it'd be cheaper for me in the long run. So I actually don't watch it that much. Anywho, so there's that. Um, been trying to do more variety of videos. I can feel my Inspire implant here. I don't know if you can see the wires sticking out. Did a video about that. I'll do an updated one whenever it gets turned on. Um, just doing reviews to try to promote my side business, Garden Master Store on Etsy, Garden Master Mercari for 3D prints, 3D designs, and recycled plastic products. Um, that's kind of it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.